I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
And this is the exciting and new podcast.
I'm excited.
I'm new.
Yeah, I'm not new. I wish I was new.
I'm And.
You're a podcast. What's the big movie this week? Released this week in the theaters in 1982, correct?
Yes. I guess this was May 21st,
Correct. It's 1 week after Brian's birthday.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
happy
now
1 week after your birthday, bro.
Oh, thank you.
So, there we go. Wow,
Oh, yeah.
that was loud.
Hello. Hello.
So, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, starring Steve Martin and Carl Reiner and
A few,
host
what's
of...
a Ward? Rachel Ward?
Yeah,
Rachel
I looked
Ward,
her
right?
up,
Yeah.
like, this is it. I mean, she's done stuff, but
Like, I think
nothing
she
that I've
didn't
heard.
have a lot of-
Against All Odds. That's what I remembered her from.
Oh, she in that? I never saw that.
Yeah.
That's that one song, that Phil Collins song, right?
Yeah.
So take a
Yeah,
look
Susu
at me
Studio?
now.
Oh, I thought it was the studio.
And then a host of people that were already dead by the time this movie came out. There were not
Some
a lot
were
of
still
living.
alive,
Some
too.
were.
Yeah.
Some were. Vincent Price was. Betty Davis
Betty
was.
Davis was still
Kirk
alive,
Douglas was. But this is. Oh, shit. What do they call this movie? I looked at
Film noir?
Well, it's a film noir for sure, but the way in which this is filmed, because they're taking old footage and interspersing it with a.
Oh, there was a term for that?
Yeah, I don't remember now, but it was common at the time.
Insert here.
I looked it up, and Zelig.
Look, you can insert this in post.
Zelig came out the next year, a Woody Allen joint, and that had
Is that a Woody Allen Spike Lee combination?
It had the same kind of premise where Woody Allen was interacting with people,
And they spliced in.
Yeah, I remember like a specific scene where he's like in the on deck circle, like Babe Ruth's at bat, and he's in the on deck circle, like behind Babe Ruth and stuff like that. So same kind of premise.
Okay.
And Forrest Gump was also the same kind of premise, talking to JFK and stuff like that.
So,
Oh, terrible movie. Forrest Gump is possibly one of the worst movies ever made.
I know what it's called.
What's that?
It's Neo-Noir.
Well, Neo-Noir is the
Neo-Noir,
type of movie, like a newer kind of.
Well, incorporating other movies.
Is that
into it.
really what it is?
Neo is
Neo-Noir?
all it takes.
I thought there was another word for it, but it doesn't matter. It's they just took old film and interspersed it with a plot.
I saw
thin
that
plot.
originally this was Carl Reiner was doing something, or Steve Martin and Carl Reiner were doing something, and they were trying to bring in a character from the 1930s movie in as just like a one-off into the movie or whatever they were working on, and they liked it so much they went back and changed the script and made all the changes into what we have here
Okay.
now, which is, like you were saying, a whole bunch of
I mean, there are 20 old-timey people in this. James Cagney,
James
Humphrey
Cagney,
Bogart.
Humphrey Bogart,
Lana Turner.
I'll run through them real quick.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. We can do that.
Yeah.
We got time. We're not on a schedule, are we?
We're not going to talk about all their movies, but Steve
No,
Martin,
no, I don't want to
Steve
talk about all the
Martin,
movies.
Rachel Ward, Alan Ladd, Carl Reiner. Those are the.
Alan Ladd's a spliced in person. You're doing it in
I
order of
apologize.
how they appear.
I apologize.
Like
I didn't
that.
mean.
Yeah.
I thought I said Carl Reiner. That's why it made me think I went down there. But yeah, Alan Ladd was also archive footage. But we had Alan Ladd, Barbara Stanwyck, Ray Milland, Ava Gardner, Burt Lancaster, Bogart, Cary Grant, Ingrid Bergman, Veronica Lake, Betty Davis, Lana Turner, Edward Arnold, Kirk Douglas, Fred McMurray, James Cagney, Joan Crawford, Rennie Santoni, who is also Poppy.
Yes, indeed he was.
Charles
funny.
Lawton, he played the fat one who sweats a lot.
Now he was a spliced in guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really know him that well.
Vincent Price, George Gaines, little Commandant Lassard, a young Commandant
Where
Lassard.
the hell was he?
He was Dr. Forrest.
Oh,
He
jeez.
was,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right. Okay, sorry.
And then that's pretty much it.
And not that young. I should have guessed that. I should have known who he was.
Compared to the other cast, he was
It
young.
was fun how some of knowing what they had to do to make this movie. It was kind of fun to see how they wrote the movie. Like at one point, Steve Martin's just like, I had to change my name to blah 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 because I was undercover, just so that the woman could walk up to him and say, "Hey, Mr. Novak," or
Yeah.
something like that, because that's not his name during the rest of the movie. But I liked a lot of the cuts. It was kind of fun.
The cuts, I thought it was done really well.
Sure, it was fun to notice the stock change in the film. Even You're like, oh yeah, this is an old film.
Or the background music.
That was good. I felt like a 1930s ish kind of movie, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. There were some funny jokes. I'm a Steve Martin fan, so
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that great. I didn't find myself laughing much during it. I'm not the biggest
Brian,
Steve Martin
did you laugh
fan.
at all?
I laughed, but I was laughing more at Christine's reactions to things.
Well,
And then once
tell
she
us
left,
what
I
Christine's
got
reactions were,
bored.
though.
Well, when Rachel Ward starts sucking the bullet out
Oh
of
my
his arm.
god, dude. When he got shot the second time, he's like, "This is never going to heal." I was doubled over laughing. I was laughing so hard at that.
Those parts were funny.
Oh god, see, I like that. That's
But Christine is like, "Oh my god!"
oh. I think maybe you have to have a little bit of knowledge of like the movies at that time just to enjoy it. Not that I am in no way an expert of any movies like that, because all the movies that they cut from, never seen any of them. Never seen any of the movies that they
saw
used
any
in
of
this.
them.
So it's not like I'm some kind of expert,
Yeah.
but I kind of felt that if you were a fan of
That wasn't whatever
That
happened
era?
to Baby Jane. That's the only.
no, I mean I've seen Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart.
I
and-
don't think I've ever watched.
And I've
the whole
definitely
thing.
seen My Three Sons. with
My
Fred
Three Sons.
McMurray.
I've seen. Yes,
And Vincent Price was in a lot of stuff I saw.
Vincent Price. A lot of horror movies.
And
I've
Betty
seen,
Davis.
and,
I'm sure Betty Davis was
he was in the
something.
Brady Bunch. He was great in the Brady
That's
Bunch.
Right. So there are people that I've known what they did, but I really enjoyed
Also, that was Punky's Guardian.
Punker. Commandant Lassard. Yeah. I know you hate when I take my headphones off. I'm making noises.
Does it make a lot of- is that a lot-
I heard the noises on the podcast. the
Yeah,
other
when
day
we were
I was
listening
like,
to the Raw one
Yeah,
this week, I heard a lot of stuff too. I was like, oh, is that what it sounds like when I do that? I was like, I got to stop doing that. Notice, though, I have not been pushing the table.
That's true. Yeah, you haven't pushed the
Well,
table
we're
since it moved over here.
We're angled now, so
think
that
it's
if you
because
push
that
the
we're
table,
sitting on this-
Brian would be smashed into the wall by now.
It's like we're on the same side. And that would be funny if the whole table, because I would just push this and it would be this side would go in.
Oh yeah,
Now it would
I
be
was on the
whole-
other side. Maybe I should be on the other side.
Why, then you want me to push the table?
No, but I don't know.
I think it's just because you guys were just so wasted that you were just sliding.
So what's happening now?
I take offense at that.
Are you saying that Andy's not wasted now?
This is only my second drink of the whole day.
Damn.
Now, how big was that? Was that like
That was pretty big.
yeah, it was like a double.
That was a double. Yeah.
So I had a quadruple.
And what is that you're drinking today?
This is my homemade hooch. This is my
that's the
own
homemade one, right?
bourbon. Yeah, this is chai. Damn, something.
It had a good flavor to
Yeah,
it.
it tastes
I see
nice. I
it's
like
in your
it.
Canal Liquors.
This was a
glass,
present
right?
for my
Yeah.
son. He's Canal family, even though he doesn't work there anymore. But yeah, this was the one I had to.
Does he still get the discount?
I'm sure if you went there, you
discount
would.
for life.
Yeah. But this is I had to take the. Remember the one day when my mom came down here and she brought the bottles
she
and
wanted
just
to
laid
sit
them out here.
and she wanted to watch?
And she sat right here and she brought that not unflavored, unaged, I guess it was,
Yeah.
alcohol. Because I had been talking about it that day, so she felt she needed to buy me bottles of booze. You have a special relationship with your mom when she buys you bottles of booze.
When she doesn't have to ask you, do you want me to go get you booze? She just knows. should go get him
I
some
was
booze.
just talking about it to Michelle, and then my mom comes with booze. So anyway, I had to infuse this with
THC.
no. This was
Bark,
yeah. There was
sticks and rock.
there was
Sticks and
wood
stones.
chips in it.
A couple broken
And
bones.
as famously, maybe on this podcast, have we discussed it? When we went on vacation, when we went on the cruise, one of my bottles, the whole bottle, like a big 750 milliliter bottle with wood chips in it. Our kids,
Oh, yeah.
I say our kids, Brian, I mean, not our children together, but our kids separately.
Yeah, the kid that you guys had together. Where's that?
They
one
took
now?
he's sitting in the box over there. So anyway, the kids took that
Isn't that
bottle
tissue over
off
there?
the top of the fridge and just drank it. I came home the day I got home from vacation. I looked up on top of the fridge. I'm like, hey.
Well,
where's
wasn't
my-"
I don't know if you just mentioned this, but wasn't when he came back from vacation, wasn't it that day?
The next day, the alarm went off on Alexa saying like booze, because that's the alarm I made. But I had already noticed by then that they had taken it, so I said, Logan.
Then you also mentioned that there was all kinds of name brand liquors surrounding it.
I had vodka up there. I had vodka, I had rum.
They won for the
and then
one with wood chips.
The wood chip bourbon. And then
then
we found out after the fact that they drank Michelle's sippin' amaretto.
Wait, they're like drinking cooking sherry.
No, it was like Michelle bought it specifically because I was drinking. Instead of us,
like, this wine isn't getting us drunk at all.
So anyway, they drank all her. I was like so mad only because I was like, oh. I was saving that when it wasn't even done yet. It hadn't even aged properly.
Oh,
so they drank it, bastards. But this was another one. One was vanilla. That's what they drank. This is chai, and then chocolate's also in my fridge right now. So the chocolate one, Michelle says, smells like tequila. It does not smell like tequila. I had that last
I don't know
night.
about Michelle's nose because she was just saying
she's got a big nose. She's got big
Follow
nostrils.
your nose.
Big nostrils.
Follow your nose.
She just found out she's a part Iranian.
How much Iranian?
I doubt it's 1%. She just did the 23andMe. Found out she's like 91% Italian, and then a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that.
That was pretty much what you thought was going to be mostly
her dad's grandfather. So Michelle's great grandfather was adopted, so they never knew what he was made of.
So it could have been something.
So anything that's not Italian in her family is from that guy. So
he's that guy.
He's 9%.
He's that guy.
He's the 9%. And I found mine out. Do we want to go over that, or do we want to talk about them and don't reply?
Did you guys both do it, or just Michelle?
Yeah, we both did it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you didn't know?
Have you done it?
I've never
done it either.
So I am 98.7% European, 87.3% Northwest European, and of that, that's 47.9% British Isles. So I'm basically half British Isles.
You're
Which of the British Isles are you?
Spanish in
I'm only 47% done. Hang on.
all right.
47% British, 18.5% French or German.
Piece of shit.
I'm wondering why the French and Germans can't figure out what I am. I mean, I know they're always fighting over Alsace-Lorraine, but like 18.5% of me is French/German. 5.1 Scandinavian, specifically Denmark. And I knew that because
that was my joke
mom's-
that everybody didn't like.
What's that? What'd you say?
It was why do Swedish warships have barcodes on them?
I don't know.
So when they dock, you can Scandinavian.
Oh, good Lord. That's a terrible joke.
That was terrible.
At least I got it right. I was like, I'm going to mess it up as I'm saying.
And I'm 15.8% broadly Northern European. So I guess that's
says broadly
It
European?
says broadly Northwest. Sorry, broadly Northwest European. So I guess they're just like,
Now, when you said the British Isles, it doesn't go.
Oh, no, it breaks
doesn't
it down.
from there?
No, it breaks it down. Highly likely Greater London, Greater Manchester, in England, in County Cork, County Kerry, and County Dublin in Ireland. And then I am, so after Scandinavian, broadly European, I am 11% Southern European, and that is 10.8% Spanish and Portuguese, and then 0.4% broadly Southern European.
Do you have the Spanish breakdown
Not
further or no?
Not a good breakdown. It's not a breakdown at all. And then, so I'm 98.7% all that, and then I'm 1.2% other.
Mutt.
0.8% Indigenous American and 0.4% Northern Asian.
So,
And that's Siberian, so probably
Indigenous
Russian or
American,
something
so it's not enough for you to be.
Can I get a casino?
Yeah.
I don't think I have enough to get a casino, but I might have enough to explore my Russian roots
Now,
once the war stops.
Does that let you? Does that connect you? Does that connect you with people that you may be related to as well?
DNA relatives. The first person on my DNA relatives is my first cousin once removed, Donna Thompson, who lives in Santa Cruz, California. She is my mom's first cousin, and she's 10.5% me. And she texted me the other day based on this. She's like, "Hey, Andy, I just saw you on 23andMe." Yeah. So, the only people who have done 23andMe are on here. My sister's not in here. My parents aren't in here. But Michelle got her results back, and her first cousin on her mom's side and her first cousin on her dad's side were both on there. But not the same percentage. She's like 9.7% this one and 10.8% this one. It was weird how that
seems like a large percentage difference.
Well, they might have similar ones. I think all those Italians are related anyway, so there's probably a little crossover there. So that's that. That's my 23andMe. So I'm mostly European, to no one's surprise.
I mean,
less Spanish than I thought, though.
Gay or European?
What's that?
Gay or European?
Gay or European what?
That's a song.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's like both, but business is out of yours.
This one from Avenue Q, I think.
What's Avenue Q?
The play with the puppets.
Team America.
You never heard of Avenue Q?
I have not.
It's like a raunchy Sesame Street on Broadway.
Really?
Sounds fun.
Oh, yeah.
And it's gay too? Like,
well, there's gay.
There's a gay Muppet in there.
Look, you had Andy at Sesame Street. I mean,
so anyway, there it is.
That's it. Dead men don't wear plaid.
That could be it.
No, we didn't even talk about it.
It's really hard to dissect a comedy because you're not going to go over all the jokes.
No, I think it was, like I said, I thought it was fun seeing the classic actors.
Yeah, I would like to see that done again now with movies from 50 years in the rearview mirror, and that would be movies from the 70s.
You got like The Godfather and stuff like that, you know?
Jaws and Star Wars and Close Encounters, like somehow weave Richard Dreyfuss and Harrison Ford in their prime into some kind of movie.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That would be fun.
I'm surprised that hasn't been used more. I mean, especially now with the
technology now. Yeah, you could probably just cut, because it was funny how you would, like, was Steve Martin ever actually in frame with another person? I guess he was a few times.
A couple of times.
There was a few times
you could see it like
it was over a lot of over the shoulder stuff where it was obviously not obviously, but
they would have the female with the hair.
Yeah, it was of course the same person. And that was
it being in black and white made it easier for those kind of transitions
for sure. And that was one of my favorite parts of the movie was that they probably got to a point. And I'm thinking I'm thinking not in the movie. I'm thinking outside the movie as I'm watching it. They probably got to a point where they're like, "Oh my God, it'd be so good to use this clip, but how do we get this blonde person to interact with this guy?" And they're just like, "Oh, just make Steve Martin a blonde girl." And then boom, Steve Martin's a blonde girl and he's interacting with that person. I thought that was really funny how they just said Steve Martin's talking to Lana Turner and who was the other one?
Veronica
Lake, trying to get these hot blondes to work for him. And he's like, "You know what? I'll just do it myself." And then he's the blonde.
What about, it's like the pajama shirt they had to incorporate. He had to put just out of nowhere, put on a pajama shirt.
Yes. See, I thought that stuff was fun. Or when he eats the cookie and Alan Ladd comes in, he's like, "Why don't you have a cookie?" And he's like, "Okay, I will." And he eats the cookie. And there was even a thing with Humphrey Bogart because he kept calling him, what was he calling him? Moby? Maury?
Man.
Whatever he was calling him. He kept calling him that. And then another time,
Marlowe.
And then another time, Humphrey Bogart.
Philip Marlowe.
Yep.
Right?
And Philip. And then at one point he called up and he's like, "Hey, it's Steven." He's like, "Marlowe, I know you're pulling a prank on me." And he's like, "Okay, you got me." They're just taking some other movie and making that guy's dialogue part of the joke or part of the story, I guess. But I liked it. I thought it was fun how they did
PG, that. In case I don't know if we mentioned that.
There was nothing offensive in this at all, right? Except some of Steve Martin's I'm adjusting your breasts.
Let me see.
When he just launched himself on her breasts.
But he kept that was he's like because she said she fell and they were out of whack, but she gets him back.
She grabs his willy. Yeah. But that was funny. She passed out and he just starts making out with her.
Sex and nudity is mild. We get the first scene shows a man groping the breasts of an unconscious woman. That was she was unconscious. A couple of sexual references with the words breasts, tits, and willy used.
I haven't seen a body on a person like this since the case of the woman with the big tits or whatever it was.
Yes, since I solved the case of the woman with the big tits.
Oh, man. See, I find that shit funny. I thought those kinds of lines
Violence
were great,
and
especially
gore.
in the context of a 1930s style movie. I thought that was good. I had fun watching this movie. Violence and gore, none.
Not really. It's a
Except
mild
for the
profanity. We have is mild, very mild PG language for the most part. But there was a joke about the letters FOC
Oh, that was
that are
good, yeah.
briefly implied to be something.
See, when
else.
a man and a woman are in love, and the man puts his no, FOC.
Alcohol and drugs and smoking is also mild. Drugs,
He
recreational,
smoked
none.
the whole time.
Some social drinking and smoking,
He did
typical of a
something-
private eye movie.
He did something I've never ever seen anybody ever do, and he had the cigarette lit on one side, lit the other side, and broke it in half and gave her the broken off half. I've never seen that before.
This tiny. It was so
I've never
tiny.
seen that before.
That's when
You
they
can
were
only do
laying
that
in the garbage.
You can only do that with non-filtered cigarettes too. You wouldn't be able to do that with a filtered.
Unless you wanted to smoke the filter.
Smoking the filter.
So this is the final film of the legendary costume designer Edith Head, and that's this is a tribute to her and all the golden greats that she worked with, the golden greats of Hollywood. You know,
I don't know who Edith Head is. I mean, I know she's a costume designer from the
is
Golden
she
Era.
any
But
relation to Murray Head?
no, but I do know
One Night in
that
Bangkok.
Edna from The Incredibles.
Wow. That was good.
Right?
What did you say?
No, I said Murray. Any relation to Murray Head? That's One Night in Bangkok. Remember that song?
I do remember that song. I would never have known the name of the person that did that song. I would have said
It's also from
Falco.
a play. It's also from a play.
What play?
Chess.
Chess is the name of the play?
Yeah.
I've never
That's
seen
all I
that
got
either.
for you. That's
You
all
guys
I
are
got.
throwing all sorts of play stuff at me tonight. I'm sorry. I'm
Speaking of
uneducated.
playing with yourself.
But Edith Head was the basis of Edna from The Incredibles, the woman that made all the costumes for The Incredibles in the Pixar movie. I remember when that movie came out and they're like, Edna's based on Edith Head. I'm like, I don't know who that person is, but apparently that's what she was like.
I'm thinking Edna, is that the one from Austin Powers voice? That girl? You know what I'm talking about? No, neither do I.
Good, good, because I didn't know where you're going with that.
I was just trying to think of who the lady who did the voice.
Oh, the voice of Edna in
In The Incredibles. Yeah.
it's the guy that directed it. What's his name? Brian Bird or whatever his name is. He's the one that did her voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I was off then, yeah. It's not-
Edna Mole.
How about
don't
Moly,
remember that
Moly,
movie that
Moly?
well.
You don't remember Incredibles?
I watched it like once.
Do you remember Moly, Moly, Moly?
Incredibles is one of the all-time greatest movies of all time, ever, all time.
That's okay. I wouldn't
No.
say it's the best movie
It
of all
is
time.
a fantastic movie. Fantastic.
The cartoon one.
My favorite Pixar movie by far, and
Wow.
one of my all-time favorite movies. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Because it's superheroes?
That's not
That's
why
neither
it's one of
here
my
nor
favorites.
there, Brian.
Oh, okay.
Neither here nor where is it? I don't know. I've only
I feel
watched.
as
I've
I-
only seen The Incredibles once, so I can't.
Wow,
really?
really?
say,
Well, I
yeah.
remember when that came on DVD. My boys were at the age we must have watched that weekly.
That
for a
probably
year.
helps. If since
For a year, we
yeah.
watched it all the time in special parts,
and then it was so long for the sequel. Remember how long it took for that?
And the sequel was not that good, but
I never saw the sequel.
Pixar's biggest mistake was doing sequels to all their movies, except for Toy Story 2 and 3. But Toy Story 4, not as good.
No, or 5.
Did they do a 5 too? I didn't even see that one.
Yeah.
Finding
Is there a 5?
Dory, not as
There's
good.
a 5. I thought there was only 4.
There might be a 5.
I thought there was a 5th one, Toy Story 5. I guess I got to look it up.
Finding Dory, not that good, not worth it.
That was the
Cars was
Finding
not that
Nemo,
good
right?
anyway, and Cars 2 and 3 was not that good.
What what is the? That's it, right? That's all of them that are. Well, I guess you got newer ones now, like Up. That's Pixar, right? Up.
And they can't make a sequel to that. Well, Ed Asner's dead now, so they can't do it anyway.
So
Michelle-
who died? The grandmother or the old lady died in that one? Is that in the
In
beginning?
what? Up? Well, yeah, the old. She's not. Well, yeah.
The lady dies.
Ed Asner's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle is at Parks, and she just texted me who's at Parks tonight.
Performing.
Tracy Morgan.
I
was like, you going?
Chris Christine won't even know who that is.
I'm a big Tracy Morgan fan, but I went to go see him a couple of years ago at Parks, and oh my god,
he'll get you pregnant.
It was not funny. It was an hour and a half of just sitting there going like, dude, come on. I was so
fun,
sad
man.
that it wasn't funny.
And no openers that you knew. Like he didn't have any, like, you know how I saw Chris Rock, Leslie Jones.
Yeah, nothing like that.
And there was only a Toy Story 4. There was no fun.
Only 4, okay, yeah.
I feel I don't have a lot to talk about this movie because it was just.
Would you like some scores?
Yeah, that's fine. I feel it was like the plot was razor thin because basically they were just trying to work in all these. It was like a God, what's the word I'm looking for?
Mad Libs.
Not Mad Libs, but it was a damn it. I wish I
a
did
yes
notes.
or no book. Do you remember that? Do you remember this?
Whatever.
I remember
Move
the
on.
yes or no book.
I just feel there's not a lot to talk about because all you can talk about is the jokes and the fact that the people that were edited in. I mean, I'm not going to talk about Humphrey Bogart. I don't know what to talk about with
You
him.
can try and do your best Humphrey Bogart impersonation.
Okay, there, Jason. I'm going to do that. Is
That's
that
what I was
Humphrey
going to
Bogart?
say.
I think that's James Cagney. I think we're doing James Cagney.
You got to talk fast, though, right? You want to talk fast? Or
Bogart kind of
more
talks
slow,
like this.
Right? Yeah.
That was a
Right?
good one. That one was all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I'd do a better Lana Turner. No.
Who was Peter Brady impersonating when he went pork chops
That's Bogey. Yeah.
and
That's
apple shot?
There you go. And everybody can do a Vincent Price.
And then you got Fred Grandy doing a good Humphrey Bogart, right? Because he had the Bogey posters in his room.
Oh,
remember?
right. Kicking it back to the Love Boat. Yes. That's right. He had the Bogey posters hanging in his palatious cabin.
So, let's do Rotten Tomatoes.
Man, I need to stop drinking so much at the very start of these podcasts because I had ideas and my brain is mush now. I can't even think. I wanted to say things and that's why my brain's better for Love Boat because nothing matters and
Critics,
it's all bullshit.
Critics gave this one 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 72%.
I'm really disappointed you gave the scores already because I wanted to give my score before you gave the scores.
I'm sorry.
But honestly, I said when I got out of the shower today, I was going to give this a 7 out of 10 or 70 or whatever out of 10 or 100 or 1,000. A 700 out of 1,000?
700 out of 1,000.
I watched the movie last night, and I gave it a score in my head before I went to sleep, and that was a 3 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It didn't have any rewatchability for me. There wasn't any. I thought it was fun, but it wasn't fun enough. It wasn't.
I will be honest. I kind of gave up on it about an hour in. I was like, okay. I got up, got a drink, went to the bathroom, didn't pause it. It was just like,
you're not going to miss anything.
yeah, right? Because the plot didn't matter.
Yeah.
So it was just that.
Yeah.
Brian, your score?
I'd say like a 45,000 out of 100,000.
I'm not sure if that's a 4.5 or a 0.045 out of 10.
That would be a 4 point.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. No,
45,000
out of
4.5
out of 1,000,000. No, out of 100,000.
I think he's giving it a 0.0045.
Yeah, we're going under 1, right? We're going under 1.
I don't know if I'd watch it again, but there were parts that I liked watching Rachel Ward, and
she was attractive. I'm surprised that she does have a lot of credits, just nothing I've ever seen. So
yeah,
she's a Brit and probably does a lot of British stuff.
I saw Against All Odds when I was much younger, so she was one of the women that influenced my
Against All Odds was after
sexualness.
this, right?
Was Against All Odds? What's the
Against All Odds was the year after this. Yeah.
What's that about?
So this
we're not doing Against All Odds next year.
I'm
quitting before I do that. But
this mob guy.
Oh, it's mob.
Hires a guy to follow his girlfriend, and
why did I think this was like a time?
I thought it was like a World War I movie or something like that.
Oh, no. It takes place in
modern times,
1980s,
modern times back then.
Yeah.
Modern Problems. I love that movie.
Chevy Chase Modern Problems, great.
Yeah.
I'm sure the. Fuck. Got the mustache, not Hitler.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin, Modern Problems is fine too. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Go on. Sorry.
I can't say I've seen that one. Is that in 82?
Charlie Chaplin, 1882, maybe.
What was I talking about?
Against All Odds?
Oh, yeah.
Is it so? It's mafia related?
No. It's just that the guy who hires the person that ends up falling in love with her.
Of course, she falls in love.
And it's
Is it a love story kind of thing?
Two famous people. The guys are famous.
It definitely sounds like something that you would be into
It's
because
1984.
Oh, there you go. Oh, it was 2 years.
A gangster hires an ex-football player to find his girlfriend. When he finds her, they fall in love, and the twists start to appear.
Yeah.
And the cast
There's
is...
twists, though? I like twists.
The cast is Rachel Ward, Jeff Bridges, James Wood, Alex Karras.
James Wood. Yeah, he's the gangster.
Webster's dad.
Yeah, Webster's dad. And Minnesota
Jane
Viking.
Greer.
Jane
Not
Greer.
Judy.
Jane Greer is, though. But Jane Greer is...
Mrs. Weiler. Richard Widmark, Dorian Harewood, Swoozie Kurtz. I was just talking about her the other day. With
to
Dana.
Who?
To Dana. Swoozie Kurtz.
In what regard?
She's in something I saw recently, and I said she looks like she had the most plastic surgery ever.
Oh, let me tell you something. I was watching Ocean's 8 before for a tick in between commercials, and my God, Sandra Bullock, man. Like, do these girls not look in a mirror after they get this shit done? Like, she made a movie with that face.
This was Ocean's 8, you said?
Ocean's 8.
Okay.
With, like, a lot of people I like Kate
Wasn't too
Blanchett's
long
in it, and Mindy Kaling, and Awkwafina. But my
I like
God,
Awkwafina.
Sandra Bullock, man. Like, they
Really?
butchered her fucking face. It's like a Courtney
I
Cox
guess-
looking face. Like, what are they thinking?
Although Courtney Cox didn't look bad in the new Scream.
I think she's like kind of like now after years of abuse, she's just letting her face like kind of like fill
So
in.
she kind of grew into her
facelift. Yeah,
It doesn't look bad. Did you see the new Scream?
No, I
It's
didn't.
on Paramount Plus if you want to see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like the new Scream.
I liked it.
I thought it was a good
Yeah,
for what it was. A
you have the cast coming back. Then the new cast had our buddy Jack Quaid in it,
right?
and
From the boys.
the girl from Better Things, and she was also one of Manson girls in Once Upon a Time in
Hollywood,
West Virginia. No,
I don't even know which one you're talking about. Which girl?
Should I bring out the mid-podcast surprise?
Oh yeah, that
Are
was
we
a surprise.
mid-podcast
I forgot all
already?
about it.
Are
I
we
forgot all about it. Mid-cast.
Are you trying to like give us a reason to
mid-cast
keep?
surprise?
I hope you like them. Wawa fritters.
What the hell's that? A Wawa apple fritter. Do I have to get like my blood pressure?
Do we have to
checked?
eat it now? Because I will totally eat this, but I don't want to eat it now because I am full. Because I ate
you don't
before
have to
I
eat
came
it
in.
now.
These are good. Smells so good. I'm surprised we didn't smell them when you had them in the bag.
These are 650 calories. That's like a third of my daily recommended.
Well, I'm not going to eat the whole thing.
Oh, if I open this up right now, I'll eat the whole thing. And I had that one Reese's peanut butter cup, by the way, also.
There's one more in there for you.
For me?
Yeah, we split it. Go ahead. It's a party. Come on.
I do want to have this, but I'm not going to have it. I'm going to have this instead.
It's open, and I don't want that to go stale.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
These are much less. This is 210 calories.
For that one little thing.
Each one
for
is 200.
For two.
Oh, okay. I was going to say. I was like, I can't believe that was 210 calories.
Didn't
for
taste
one
that
of them.
good.
I was like, it was good, but 210 calorie good?
Yeah, that's not right.
I was like, they should not be putting that product out like that. That's like the non-fat. Was it low-fat yogurt? Or no, it was
yogurt.
non-fat yogurt at
There's a lot of things that are non-fat that
there
have
fatness?
tons of fucking sugar in it, so that's
And
a
reverse,
lie.
Is there fat-
non-sugar stuff with a ton of fat.
Is there fat in this yogurt? No fucking way.
Non-fat and non-sugar don't mean not good
Not the
for
same
you.
thing.
They don't mean not good for you. My God, man.
That, right? That's so good. I'm peanut butter lovers. I mean, and I'm a peanut butter lover. I'm not going to, I just am.
I like peanut butter.
I love drinking and I love smoking, but if I had a way to die,
Death by peanut butter?
bury me in peanut butter and I will be happy with
Drowning
that
in
death.
peanut butter?
I will be happy with that death. Oh my God, just let it go down my throat till I can't breathe anymore. I'll probably be like, oh God.
How about like, instead of quicksand, you're sinking in peanut butter? You just slowly sink into peanut butter over time?
I was on one of those like clickbaity sites the other day and they were doing a poll and one of them was like, would you rather kind of stuff. And one of them was would you rather be drowning in peanut butter or something else? And it doesn't matter what the something else was, because
the answer is always peanut butter.
Unless it was drowning in beer. I don't give a shit what it is. I was just like, I'll take the drowning in peanut butter, please.
It's like, unless it was drowning in peanut butter and chocolate.
Oh, wow. That'd be nice. Please cover my corpse in peanut butter and chocolate. I'll spend eternity eating that.
I believe next week we have a special guest joining us, possibly, right?
I think we have a guest lined up. An in-person.
Yeah, an in-person
not
guest.
Over the phone guest. Our friend Brian Mack should be here to talk about Rocky 3.
Rocky 3, starring Clubber Lang.
I don't want to get into Rocky.
No, we're not going to get into Rocky 3.
Because I could talk about Rocky.
And plus, we want Brian
years.
to be here for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But Rocky 3 is.
But that's Brian with a Y.
Why,
so.
Brian?
Oh, you spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
We'll call him Mac. We'll call him Mac so there's no confusion with you.
I could tell the difference. Brian.
Brian and Brown. Like gorilla
Brian.
or gorilla.
Gorilla.
There's gorillas in those fields over there.
Gorillas in the mist.
Not gorillas. Gorillas. Captain Ron. I can't wait to discuss with Captain Ron.
What year is that again, did you say?
Probably like the 90s. It'll be a while.
Definitely late 80s.
I'm kind of disappointed we can't talk more about Dead Man Don't Wear Plaid.
I
just
have
don't
much
think
of
there's a lot to talk about.
of a like for it to talk more about it. I mean,
fine.
So
That's
I
fine.
apologize.
Do you want
for
me to
that.
bring it up and then just shoot forward to a scene?
No,
and
I do
just
not.
talk about it.
No.
I could pull up some trivia.
Yeah, let's do trivia.
See some
Maybe
trivia
there's some
we
good
have
trivia.
here. You know, maybe some things we can bounce off of that. With let's see here.
God damn it,
I'm
that is
sorry, I was looking at Against All Odds there for a
Fucking
second.
Wawa. It's just sitting there staring at me.
I know. I love them so much.
Oh, hello, baby.
Okay. Final film we mentioned of Steve Martin suggested using. Oh yeah, Steve Martin had suggested using footage of William Hartnell, Red Skelton, Jerry Lewis, Jack Benny, Stan Laurel, and
Oh, my
Oliver
God.
Hardy. But Carl Reiner refused because he felt it would be funnier if they used footage of actors who spent their careers mostly away from comedies. And I got to say, Carl was 100% correct.
And that's the
there.
same logic that the guys doing Airplane used as well. They wanted guys that only did serious movies like Leslie Nielsen and Peter Graves and stuff like that. They wanted guys that were typecast the other way to be, because then when they delivered these ridiculous lines, people would be like, oh,
Like, I can't believe Robert
can't
Stack
believe-
just said that.
Right?
You know, it's like.
yeah. But I mean, now that you say that, I want to do a movie. I want to buy the rights to like the Stooges and Laurel and Hardy and Abbott and Costello and do a movie with them.
That'd be
And
fun.
I'm just like integrated into the movie. Like, hey, what's going on there, Abbott?
But a very
Ah.
serious movie.
Yes, a very serious movie. That'd be so much fun. How do you get the rights to all those movies?
This
Probably
is
takes
Carl
some time.
Reiner's favorite film that he directed.
He directed The Jerk, right?
I think so, yes.
Come on, man. The Jerk is an all-time great
This is
comedy.
this is what it says here. And, you don't know how true it is.
Yeah,
if that's
that's fine.
even the case. You know?
It's like when every rock band comes out with their new album. This is the best album we've ever done. Like, no, it's not. It's the most recent album you've done. But when did Carl Reiner say that? Did he say it in 1982, or did he say it in 2002, or
on his
2000?
deathbed.
Oh, hey. We don't have to mock the guy for dying. He was like 100 years old.
He died in the past couple of years.
Yeah. He might have died in the COVID era.
Who's?
Oh,
Carl Reiner.
here, I'll look it up.
I believe he did die during the
Not of COVID, but
not of COVID, but I think it was
Like
during
recently.
Yeah, he was a good. That was a good interview when he was on Gil too.
oh, yeah.
But, actress Rachel Ward was cast in the lead female role of Juliet Forrest, having recently starred in a movie related to this genre, the Burt Reynolds urban cop thriller Sharky's Machine.
Oh, wow.
In 1981, where Ward had helped or had played a femme fatale, the kind of role which is parodied here. After this film, Ward would soon be cast in Against All Odds, 1984, a remake of the classic film noir picture Out of the Past from 1947.
So Against All Odds is a remake. Who knew? And
Yeah.
Who cares? But I didn't remember her from Sharky's Machine either.
No.
And now that you say that, the femme fatale and stuff like that, there was a lot of abuse towards women in this movie.
Yeah.
Like Steve Martin was in that oil drum, and he just punches her in the face and knocks her unconscious.
Like he came from like
he uppercuts her in the chin. It's like, oh, man, that woman just got knocked out. And then, of course, when she passes out in his arms, and he just starts making out with her, I was like, ugh.
That was There was definitely some.
But this is supposed to be in the 30s.
Yeah.
So
Here,
we'll allow it, I guess.
I don't know why
Did we allow it?
I don't know why somebody thought this was interesting or whatnot. In the later Steve Martin movie, Three Amigos,
Much better
1986,
movie.
Martin's character receives his first gunshot wound in his left arm, which is the same place Martin keeps getting shot at.
Did he say this is never going to heal? Because that would have been good if he said this is never going to heal. But I don't remember him saying that in Three Amigos.
Yeah, like if he held that over, if it's like a ongoing through multiple films, that would have been funny.
It would have been funny.
It would have been funny.
This movie marked the return to comedy for actor Steve Martin, who had just appeared in his first ever straight dramatic non-comedy role in his previous picture.
Yes.
1981.
Pennies from Heaven?
Pennies from Heaven. Your guess?
I don't know.
Pennies from Heaven is correct.
I was a big Steve Martin fan back in the day. I saw a lot of his.
So you're not a big fan of his anymore?
He doesn't do as much anymore. I just watched the Only Murders in the Building show. So
I didn't watch that
I guess I am still a fan.
There's a second season of that coming too, right? So I guess those murders keep coming.
Well,
Pennies from Heaven wasn't a comedy?
Nah. Oh. I mean, it was one of those things.
Who else was in that? That was not...
Was Bernadette Peters in that also?
Who? Got that one?
What's that?
I'm on IMDb. I pulled up to see who's in.
That might have been Bernadette Peters also. I mean, she was in The Jerk with him, but she might have also been in Pennies from Heaven.
Oh no, I think that's her in Pennies from Heaven.
I'm pretty sure it is.
You might be right. Yeah,
it's been a long time. I only saw that once.
Bernadette Peters.
Yeah.
The longest surviving actor from the clips used in the movie was Kirk Douglas until his death in 2020.
I was going to say he just died, right? And he was like 117 or something like that.
Yeah, he was definitely over 100, 102 maybe, yeah.
Oh, Christopher Walken. I don't remember him in Pennies from Heaven.
Neither do I, but
that's the name I was thinking of. That is the name I was thinking of. Christopher Walken for some reason.
You were thinking of him as the femme fatale in that?
Not as the femme fatale, but as that name sounded familiar for some reason.
He's in a British show right now.
Who is Chris Walken?
Christopher Walken, yeah, Outlaws. It's about a bunch
of outlaws.
Is it on BBC?
They're on probation.
Is it BBC or is it
Yeah, it's like it's a Channel 4 or one of the English channels.
How do we get it in America?
Because Amazon bought it.
Okay. So just say Amazon. Don't say Channel 4 because that's NBC here.
Is it BBC 4 and BBC 3 are two like main?
No, Channel 4 was it might be BBC 4 why they call it Channel 4. I don't even know if it is Channel 4.
Do they only have BBC channels in Britain? They don't have independent.
They have ITV,
but they don't have like independently owned television.
Is that what
Britain?
the IT? Is that what the I is? Right, independent.
They
television,
have one independent channel. We have 10,000 independent channels in this country. And I know Britain's not America, but like
I guess that's why they
everything's BBC controlled.
Is that why they don't have as many shows? Maybe or
I don't know.
The name of the cruise ship, Immeressen, is German for something. Do you know what it stands for in German?
Didn't you say something about like
Immeressen?
Always eating or something like that?
Always eating is correct. Yep.
Wasn't that song by Wake Me Up Inside? Wasn't that Immeressen? Wake me up inside.
Channel 4 wasn't independent.
Oh, so they do have
What is that?
Not BBC.
I know you're. I don't know. I can't.
It's not. It's like Evanescence or something like that.
Yeah,
I was mocking it.
I really. I was like, I couldn't think what it was like. I was like, wait, is that it? I'm like,
every time you rattle.
I thought it was
You
raining.
want to have just that little bit?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
I thought it was rain. I thought that was rain. I was like, damn, it's really coming down.
This bag is. What do you think this is? Like a 3x5, like a postcard size bag.
Yeah.
The ingredients take up half this bag. Should we describe the ingredients of this bag?
How many rows of those ingredients can you actually read before the words start to get to be where I can't read this word?
I need light for this. Enriched wheat flour, malted barley flour, lysine, reduced We're just ironed. I can't even read this.
All right, I have some goofs here from the movie. Do we want some goofs?
Please.
Okay, the first one I have here is Rolodex card file wasn't marketed until 1958, yet appears on a desk in a scene set in the 40s. The newspaper in the opening scene has a large headline saying Dodgers lose again.
Oh my God, that was one of the first jokes I laughed at when she's
But
like,
that wouldn't have been a big deal for a Los Angeles paper in the 40s. The Dodgers didn't move there from Brooklyn until 1958.
But when she walks in, she's like, "Did you see the papers today?" And he's like, "You must be a big Dodger fan." Or
She said, no, I was looking at the other side or whatever, right?
Do we know what year this movie takes place? I mean,
It has to be after 45 because they're ex-Nazis.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
here it
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
when Rigby is talking on Juliet's phone to her sister Leona, the handset and coiled cord to the phone are from the 60s to 80s, and not the straight cloth-covered phone cords in use in the 1940s when the story is taking place. The movie is set in 1946, here it says, but the small revolver that Rigby grabs out of Vincent Price's waistband in the bed fight scene towards the end of the movie is a nickel-plated Smith & Wesson Model 36, which everybody knows didn't go into production until 1950. Like, come on, you dumb fucks.
Did they put that in the thing? Everybody knows.
No, I put that part.
Oh, okay.
Which they just put model, which did not go into production. I added that other part.
I'm good with those kinds of things, those blooper ETH kind of things. I always hated the ones where they'll say his badge was on his left side and now it's on his right side. I'm like, fucker, they just flipped the film, man. Like, that's not a blooper. That's just an editing choice. It looked better that way.
All right, one other thing I just read here that it reminded me of something that I did laugh at was when he was doing the shadow puppet.
Oh, very good scene. See, funny movie. Good scene.
There's one scene
out of many that were funny,
which was only a few seconds long for this scene, but that didn't make the movie. But I will admit, when parts are funny, that was funny. Yes.
But what's the trivia part of that?
Oh, it wasn't. It was just I read something. And this was a goofs, and it said something about that, and it reminded me.
Oh, to say there's
happened.
no way a human hand could make two apes at the same time kissing or whatever it was. Oh, is that a mistake, or is that part of the movie?
I think it was the Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln, right? Yes,
it was impossible.
I'm just reading this one cold. I don't even know. It's just in the grocery store by the boxes of Farina. In the shot with Steve Martin, the baby on the box is facing the left of the box. In the shot from Double Indemnity with Fred McMurray, the baby is facing the right. I guess that's like basically what you just said.
That doesn't count.
Flip-flopped, yeah.
And I remember like the baby looked a little different, but I don't remember even noticing that they flipped. But I remember looking at the baby.
Here's a fun. After Rigby kills Field Marshal von Kluek, his body falls across the table. In the following scene, his body can be seen in the background, and he's still breathing.
Carl, stop breathing for a minute. Oh, he's director.
Carl,
he had. Hang on, I'm going to stop breathing for a minute.
And action.
Carl Reiner's another one of those guys. Like, that was 40-something years before he died, and he looked like an old man there.
He does look old in that, yeah.
And he looks old in The Jerk,
which
is
well.
earlier than this.
That's 80, 81. Or no, was that 79?
79, I think, yeah. So, I mean, Carl Reiner's just one of those guys that always looked old.
I mean, he was the boss in the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Right, yeah. That's supposed to be his, that's based on his, that's his story.
50s or whatever.
Yeah, because he wrote a lot. He was the writer, creator.
It's like Seinfeld before Seinfeld. He's like, I'm writing a story based on my life. And then they were like, you are not attractive enough to be on TV. So
he's like, why am I not attractive?
Well, I don't think Carl Reiner would talk.
He was talking like this. That's how he got it.
They cast Dick Van Dyke because Carl Reiner was not attractive enough to be.
I do remember hearing that.
Speaking of not attractive enough, I was watching.
What? Why'd you look at me when you said that?
It doesn't matter which one of you I'm looking at. Neither one of you are. But I was watching King Kong. I was watching King Kong this morning, the '76 version, and
not the Fay Ray version.
No, Jessica Lange, Jeff Bridges, Charles Groening, Renee Arjabadjani.
Yeah, I forgot Charles Groening.
And I was watching that, and then of course doing the trivia on that too. And Meryl Streep was up for the part of Dwan, and the producers decided
she's like, she is not going to be anybody.
The producers decided she was not attractive enough to be in the movie, and they said it in Italian to each other. And Meryl Streep's fluent in Italian, and she basically told them to fuck off and walked out of it.
Oh, that is so good.
And then she the next year she did like Deer Hunter or something like that and won the Oscar. So
she was like, yeah, how about that, bitch? She's like, how do you like them apples?
But anybody that was like a blondish girl in the 70s was up for that part. And I can't remember now who that. Yeah. Maybe Jodie Foster. She might have been too young.
Well, Jodie Foster was young, and was that 76 for a Taxi Driver?
Yeah, so she was way too young for this. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm trying to remember the names that I saw, people that were up for that part. But that's a good movie. I like 76 King Kong. Like, I know a lot of people shit on that, but I thought it was good.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but that definitely be one I would rewatch.
It's amazing, the special effects.
For one of our Patreon episodes, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right? Patreon? Because people would want to pay to hear this, because this was a great podcast tonight.
And do we ever want to do like a live show?
I would do a live one, I said.
It's very difficult for the animators to do a live show. Stole that from The Simpsons.
We can do 3 hours every month.
3 hours what every month?
Or maybe it's 3 hours every week.
3 hours,
3 hours of live broadcasting.
Based on what? What's that mean, 3 hours?
So we could go online for 3 hours off,
Off of my internet or your...
Yeah, the internet. Through our webpage.
Why just 3 hours? Why not always live?
you can pay for that.
Oh, okay. So it's 3 hours.
So
3 hours free.
So we'll
3 hours free.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll talk for whatever about anything random. It doesn't have to. It wouldn't be a specific movie then.
Yeah.
Right. It would be something else or
an event. It was
a live podcast. So like radio.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Do people listen to radio anymore? I think they only listen to podcasts.
I mean, we could do that on YouTube.
Would they listen to a live podcast, or would they just say?
I think if we get a decent amount of people down here, we could have a live show. Also,
so you don't think we could do it ourselves? We need people here.
I think that would need to be an event or
an event.
Make it a little more exciting, right? And new.
Yeah. hey. Brian's going to do his DNA test, and we'll do it live on the air.
And then,
there we go.
Shroom Weekend should be a Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in for that? Shroom Weekend?
I mean, I'm definitely in for it. I don't know how much shroom I could be.
There's always flowers and stuff,
I feel disappointed with this podcast only because I think comedies are really hard to do podcasts on. There's nothing. The worst thing you can do is just be like, you remember that funny part when they did the funny thing?
I think we'll be able
next week's gonna be great. Rocky 3, we will rally with Rocky 3
because we had
Conan
last week. There's so many. We got to make sure we keep it to within our little hour to an hour and a half is our max, right? Is what we're trying to keep it at. Hour and a half is our max now.
Yeah, so we're almost at an hour now.
We got a hot mic.
I want to make it impossible for Brian to edit this.
Wait, just get Anthony on.
Oh, yeah. Right. How many slurs can you throw in a 10-second period? He's like, I'm doing really good, right? And then would say something. I'm like, that's
you listened to that one.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. That is a hilarious one.
It is pretty funny.
That's the one where the least amount of Love Boat, too, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the least amount of Love Boat.
There was like 40 minutes before we talked about the Love Boat.
I think you tried to pull us in a couple of times. Because I was out there with Anthony, way out there, and you're like pulling me back in.
I listened to that last Love Boat one, and I was like, obviously, I don't care about the Love Boat anymore. It was just, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, there's that one where
what are we doing?
Is that the one where we tried to this story, and it was like, oh yeah, this was this.
It was the last. It was Leslie Nielsen, I think, was the star of it, and
it just wasn't a good episode.
It's probably what
that hurt,
something to do with it.
Because I think we didn't podcast for a couple weeks before.
Didn't they know 50 years ago that they should have good episodes all the time, so I don't get bored podcasting about it?
I mean, there were like a few episodes I know we talked about hitting, like, oh, we want to see this person. Or there's that story when Vicky joins and everything. I might still just go back and finish watching it. You know what I mean?
God.
That could be my show to fall asleep to.
But then you haven't really watched it if you fall asleep like halfway through it. You're going to wake up the next morning.
When I say fall asleep to, it means I'll watch a full episode, then turn it off, and then go to
that's how you go to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I fall asleep watching TV and then wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning turning off the TV. That's usually my first bathroom break of the night.
I watch something, then I put on something else to touch myself, and then
has anybody watched anything
after that?
Anything newer?
Nothing happens lately.
Have you watched anything else this week? Maybe I know you're watching Succession.
Oh, Minx! I started Minx on HBO Max.
I heard there's a lot of penis in that.
There is a ton of penis, and my mom walked in.
Oh man, why do you keep watching these shows with your mom?
She walks in and I go, she was like, "Oh, I'll sit down," and I was like, "Okay,"
like,
but there's a lot of nudity in the
you
show.
might want to keep it moving. Keep it moving.
She looks at it and she goes, "Oh, I don't believe you. This looks like a good show." And then she sits down.
It's like
the parade of models started.
What's the premise?
It's like Playgirl magazine.
Yeah, like the woman who it's fake, but it's Jake Johnson. And he's like a pornographer.
Jake
and this
Johnson?
girl.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, Jake Johnson.
Okay.
I think that's his name. From New Girl.
I don't know.
Well, anyway.
No idea what you're talking about.
He's a pornographer, and he helps this woman who wants this, women's lib magazine.
The guy from New Girl's a pornographer?
Yes. Well, in this show.
Oh, you mean the actor?
The actor. He's playing a pornographer.
Oh, okay.
He's not
He's not a real life pornographer.
No.
Listen, I'm not disparaging a man who makes a living doing pornography. That's good for him. If I could make a living doing it, I would too. No one's paying to see me naked.
I'd love to direct it.
Jason maybe, but no one else is paying to see me naked.
I have joined his OnlyFans. Yes.
Oh.
I have one fan. It's quite sad. It's not even worth taking my shirt off for a little.
I'm sorry. I joined his OnlyFan.
Only fan. So anyway, Minx. So it's the founder of.
That's HBO as well, right?
It's HBO.
Man, I haven't even seen it.
It's not it's not.
You're busy in Succession.
Like, not based on anything, but it's.
Oh, I thought it was based on something. Okay.
No. It's just like a show.
You need to get on Succession.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Succession.
Andy's about to finish it up. He's halfway through season 3.
Yeah, 4 episodes left, and we'll be done.
That's not the McCulkin kid?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Roman Roy, motherfucking Roman Roy, man, the most despicable human being on the planet, but he's so fun to watch.
Kieran Culkin.
Yeah,
Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
The Culkins. That's good. Those two are good.
The Culkin. That's when you said it, and I was like, I can't think of his name now, and that's why I was like. McCulkin.
Well, every time I talk about him, he's Macaulay Culkin. Whether that's his name or not.
Fuck you. Fuck
you. Hey, Dan. Fuck you.
Roman.
Fuck off. That's
fuck
Brian,
off.
That's Brian Cox's answer to everything. What are you doing here? I don't know, sir. Then fuck off.
He's like, are we done? He's like, yeah. He's like, fuck off.
Great show.
But Brian, I'm hoping that you will have an episode in by next weekend.
Okay, I'll watch it.
So this way you can at least talk.
Oh, I thought you meant an episode of our podcast out again.
An episode of...
Are we dropping them tonight and we don't even know?
One's dropping tonight. Yeah.
Oh, we're
episode 19.
Dropping again? Oh,
can you, do you have a promo?
I do.
30-second clip?
I don't have that yet,
like
but
that?
I'll make one.
We can put one so I could post that out to all our social medias.
Exactly.
You know who you are.
They'll want to know.
We can name you by name. We should do that every
but it'll be fun to
name
post
our social media people because we.
But
know
it'll be
them.
fun. Yeah, we could do that. We can name all our Patreon members or our listeners.
All our listeners we can name by name. In fact, I think we work with most of them.
Yeah, it's still on schedule.
Still on schedule.
Still on schedule.
67 minutes.
That's where we're at right now?
No, that's what the episode 19 is.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Do we want to take a break and then come back and do nonsense?
Do we want to? So we'll end this one then, basically.
Hey, listen, I'm giving Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid a recommendation. I think if you're a fan of Steve Martin in old movies, you would like this, but you guys obviously didn't, and that's fine. If no one ever,
It's
says,
worth a watch. But it's not
worth
really
a watch.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. A 3.
I think this
kinda
is
weak.
I think this is the first of Andy likes and no one else likes, because usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, that's what it was for Clue, right? We all liked Clue, and you were sour
Clue
on
is not
Clue.
funny.
Yeah.
Dead Man Don't Wear Plaid, funnier than Clue. There, on record.
Well, of course, he didn't like Clue. So.
I definitely like Clue more than
That's fine.
Yeah,
I get why you would like it. I get why you would like that more. This was more subtle.
yes.
Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid
subtle.
versus Spinal Tap.
Oh, come on, man. That's not even fair. You're comparing Spinal Tap to Dead Man Don't Wear Plaid?
Well, I'm just saying, since...
Are you comparing Clue to Spinal Tap?
No, since you didn't like it, I was just throwing those movies out there. It was a similar movie because Michael McKean's in both
Not
of them.
even close to being similar. Spinal Tap is an all-time great.
Well, then you can't say that Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid is way better than Clue because it's
Yeah, I can.
so different.
And Spinal Tap is one of the funniest movies ever made.
I know. I was
It's
just trying to
better
get
than
this
both Clue-
Spinal Tap out there so we could
Well, how
talk about it.
Waiting for Guffman versus.
Since we couldn't talk about Dead Men
Waiting
Don't
for
Wear
Guffman's
Plaid,
fine.
I figured I'd give us a movie we could talk about.
I'll tell you, of those kind of movies, the dog one, Best in Show.
Dog
Best in
Oh,
Show.
Best in
Yeah.
Show is a great movie.
That is good.
Mighty Wind is good. Waiting for Guffman's good, but Best
Which
in
one
Show
was the first
is
one? Was
great.
Best in Show was the first one they did, right? Was
Well,
that the first
Spinal
one?
Tap is the first
Well,
one.
I mean,
but then,
of the...
I believe Waiting for Guffman was before Best in Show.
I
I
think
believe
so.
it was, but
I guess I can look that up.
Best in Show, man. Fred Ward in that. Fred Ward,
yeah.
right? Yeah, Fred Ward.
Yeah.
So good. Good movie. Funny movie.
That came out 2000.
What did?
Waiting for Guffman?
No, Best in Show.
Get the fuck out of here. That came out in 2000.
2000.
What's that?
Someone's heart monitor?
Oh, I set an hour timer on
Oh.
it.
Oh,
Good
all right,
call.
we did pretty good.
So now someone's going to be like, I can just turn it off now?
Wait,
Best in Show came out in
Show was
2000?
2000? Really?
Yeah, let me go back.
Yeah, you're probably right. I forget that it's 2022 now. That feels like 22 years ago. I would have said like 1990.
Yeah, 2000.
Wow. All right. When's Waiting for Guffman?
Waiting for Guffman.
93.
I gotta wait for it to load.
I got to load.
Are you
for
not on my Wi-Fi?
Waiting for Guffman is 1996. No,
Okay, so it's first. All right. So we're into this. We did our hour.
We did an hour on Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Next week, we are going to be celebrating, watching, discussing Rocky 3.
With our friend Brian Mack.
This has been the Exciting and New podcast. We can be found at Exciting and New on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. What's your other thing? Facebook.
guy.
Oh, Facebook, yeah.
Stone Dude Should Not Podcast. Yeah. He's Jason. I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
There we go.